Hey folks, just wanted to make a few short updates here. This is all audio, by the way, so you do not have to look at the screen. First, I wanted to say thank you for subscribing to me. I've gotten some subscription from the Porom eval, and I wrote it and recorded it, and I'm still happy with how it worked out. And I really appreciated that you all decided to subscribe. And I'll be honest here that I don't know if I'm going to be committing a lot of content here regularly. If you do stick around, I will definitely plan to update with some thoughts about DFFOO. Maybe even try to make another eval. Probably submit a run to YouTube every once in a while. If I do, I definitely will do it very happily. But I just want to let you know that you probably will not be seeing daily videos or even weekly videos. But I do appreciate that you're interested in subscribing and checking in on what I can offer. And I really do appreciate it. And I hope that I can give you some content that you'd like to look forward to. But I did want to talk a little bit about a few things. Not just the subscriptions. And I really hope that I can live up to your subscription. But I also want to talk a little bit about, I was on the Ranting Hour with Black Cloud, and Mino and Necklord showed up a little bit, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that experience, and I also wanted to talk about should you pull attributions, or at least specifically Joesephyrs. So if you want to continue to listen, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But yes, I was on the Ranting Hour yesterday, and I had a great time. I've talked to Black Cloud regularly. He's a funny guy. I like him a lot. He has a really, really good perspective when it comes to JP and the trends going on. And he invited me to the Ranting Hour right before the Porom event. And he said that we talk about the Gilgamesh co-op and some bad takes on Porom, and I said, yeah, I'll be happy to do it. So, I'll link in the bottom. There's a few things that I'm going to be linking toward the bottom. But I'll link the Ranting Hour in the description. It was really fun. I would say that I was not told that we were going to do talking about Kadaj, and especially not as long as we did. I would honestly say that I was not the best guest for that sort of thing, because obviously, like I said, it wasn't supposed to come up, so I wasn't prepared to really talk much about it. But I'm also not the best person for it, because it was something that I knew about, but it was kind of on my periphery. But if you're not sure about the rumblings of the community, there is an amazing 10-minute summary video that Type Zoey did that I honestly think is the most concise and clear message showing what it is. So I have also put that in the description. Type Zoey's video on this. So it's a fantastic video. It clearly shows what the fuss is all about with the Kadaj stuff, and there's great video footage that shows it very clearly and puts the context great, and it's just 10 minutes. It's really good. That said, I imagine some people might have listened to the Ranting Hour. That said, I don't fully agree with the direction that BC and Mino went with the problem. They really railroaded that for a long time. I personally think that it's much more likely that there's new translators and other staff that are making GL and JP communications a little slow and a little frustrating between them. I think there's a little bit of that. And the reason that's really, really easy to see is you can just look at Kadaj's artifacts, and instead of the remnant boost, which is the normal thing when you have the C50 boost, it's called remnant up, which is kind of a JP translation, or rather just going to Google Translate and just saying the word. It's not actually translated, and that's kind of concerning. So I think what is going on is that there might have been some staff changes, and I think that some communications are a little spotty right now. And if they are fixing that, I was a former developer, and I can objectively say that this is not a critical bug in the sense of bug testing and bug fixing. It's a very high priority bug, but I would say that the company's bigger mission is definitely going to be delivering more geo content. It is high value, it is high priority, but I don't know how much they're willing to do and what they can do. Because even if the value was set properly, there's almost a year's worth of content on the JP side that we have that could be unintentionally broken. You'd be really surprised what can break things. Like you can have a text change, and that can change into actual critical bugs. Like things just break completely. The game can completely break with just a few text changes. So you do have to be careful. That's not to say that things shouldn't be fixed, but it does mean that depending on what the bug is, it could be not as simple to fix as it might sound. But we don't know what's going on internally, and that's kind of a problem on the ability to communicate with the community. But the big point is that, regardless of anything that's broken with the character, smooth communication is what's necessary, not just between us and the community, but between whatever's going on with the GL team and the JP team. So I think the most likely scenario is that there's just different staff it's not running as smoothly, and they're trying. I imagine they're trying, but what you're not going to get is a message from the community manager saying that the devs are not working smoothly. That's not what's going to happen. So, and even like as I'm recording this, there's been some weird antagonism going on about the Kadaj topic. And since that's really hot right now, like fresh off the presses, I'm not going to go farther on this. I'm just going to say that I did not expect to be talking about Kadaj on the Ranting Hour. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to be talking about that. But as far as the Ranting Hour, I did appreciate it, and I'd love to do it again. Really fun. The format is ranting, so I was a little I was a little out of it because I normally understand how the podcast format works, but being able to just talk over at each other, it's not something I usually do, but I can understand how that worked. So that was fun. I would like to do it again. So I also want to talk a little bit about attributions with content, because this was weird. So since Joesephyr a big hand in the community, I imagine that you probably seen his should you pull for Porom, and he heavily referenced my eval, which I did appreciate, because like I said from the start in the evaluation, is I put it out really, really early so that people have time to digest it and take a look at it, and instead of doing it on the last day, which it's not going to be helpful. But I'll also link his shitty poll in the description as well. But yeah, I had no idea he was going to do that, and I feel that he did do a great job taking his thoughts and taking some of my own when it came to a few points that it was clear that he wasn't very confident in explaining well. So, I think that was really good. I think that he should continue to look for specialists who know what they're talking about and say, oh, yeah, I have my own thoughts, but these are some thoughts that I'm not entirely sure about. And so, I want to talk to someone about it. This was definitely, this is why I wanted to do it really early. The goal was to have people who have a bigger platform to not undersell or oversell Porom, because I think that some of the bigger voices in the community have historically had very unrealistic takes on the character, and I wanted to try and persuade people to be realistic. But it was weird to me because Joe never came to me about it. I did thank him on Discord after I saw that he had done it. He did say that it's hard for him because he's had a lot of people who he has reached out to, and then those people turn around and get very rude and overcritical to him. That's what he said, was that he says that it hurts him, so it puts him in a bad spot, and I can appreciate and understand that. So always remember that it's okay to criticize a work, but don't be rude or dramatic about it, or definitely not on a personal level. Even if I was to say that there's been some duds on his end, I still really, really appreciate that he does what he does. So I really, really, really wanted to drive home. Don't personally attack Joe. And I mean, I understand this is a weird Final Fantasy community, so some people are a little immature on this, but let's not go out and try to traumatize people. I remember that 40 Broadway saying also got a lot of really cruel negativity too, and so I can see how he probably also ended up getting cautious about reaching out to people he didn't know. The whole thing, there's a lot of murmuring around just being like, we need more content creators, but the thing is, you might end up getting to a point where you don't want to reach out to people because some people are real assholes. So just try to be sane about it, especially if you're trying to talk about information that you don't understand. Just try to be a little sensitive. Aside from that, it was really, really surprising that that Joe didn't tell me he was going to put an attribution for me. Because if he did, I would have. If he had asked me some questions, I definitely would have answered. But I do think that his shitty poll was really good, and I appreciated that my work helped him. I hope that it helped others. It's personally a little strange that I wasn't told that I was going to get the attribution, but I guess I'm a little old dinosaur on this. The idea of not telling people that you're going to do something like this is a little odd, but this is just a phone game. No one really cares about attributions, so I can understand. The reality is that you can be a little loose, but I just wanted to talk about it because it was a little weird. I didn't know that he was going to do it, but I really appreciate it. I appreciated the little talk that I had with him on Discord, and just don't bully the people who are trying to do this for every event, because that's going to cause burnout. So with all that said, I didn't really have much else to say. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thanks for listening, and I hope you're all having a happy day, and hope to hear you soon. Have a good day.